Meadowbrook's history dates back to 1943 when the Meadowbrook Club was a public facility owned by the Burbage family and located in Overland, Missouri. Situated at Lakeland and Midland Avenues, the club had been strategically placed at the end of a streetcar run from the city of St. Louis. The facilities included a fine golf course, swimming pool, and nightclub with dining facilities. With World War II in full swing, business was understandably off at most clubs. In 1944, a group of so-called founders expanded and purchased land around Meadowbrook for the hefty sum of $175,000. On May 30th, 1944, Meadowbrook Country Club officially opened its doors with an all-day open house and buffet dinner. Many sons, daughters, and grandchildren of the original founders are on the current Meadowbrook member roster. When World War II ended in 1945, the membership roster quickly filled. The club's tradition for exemplary staff was rooted early in its first manager, Carl Menzel, and the first golf professional, Dale Morey. Mr. Morey was replaced by Frank Moore, brother of St. Louis Cardinals star center fielder Terry Moore. From the years of 1945 to 1957 were significant growth years for Meadowbrook. That era came to an end on December 12, 1957, when a fire destroyed the clubhouse. Dewey Kennan, who served as Meadowbrook for 34 years and ultimately became its general manager, stepped in as the interim manager. Despite the ravaged clubhouse, Kennan continued the club's activities, scheduling indoor programs at hotels around the area and maintaining outdoor activities on the Meadowbrook grounds. The insurance settlement and subsequent sale of the Overland property allowed Meadowbrook to purchase 320 acres at Kerr's Mill on Clayton Road. On March 27, 1960, Meadowbrook was dedicated at its present location with a formal gala celebration. The course stayed relatively the same up until about 2 years ago when they started rebuilding. They mainly redesigned the golf course, but also made some tweaks to the inside of the events center. They first began rebuilding the first 9, making major adjustments to holes 1 and 6, and after the renovation of the first 9 ended, they began working on the second 9, making the most changes to hole 11, with leveling out the fairway and adding bridges to commemorate current and past members. Meadowbrook changed their golf logo to a simple flag with grass having 4 stripes representing the club opening in 1944 and the 2 colored stripes representing the 2 locations of the club. It was originally a Donald Ross course when built in Overland. The recent redesign was by Keith Foster and was built in the Scottish style. The Foster Cup, a tradition at Meadowbrook, was named for him. The 2 holes that stand out to me are the first hole is the 6th hole, a beautiful 600-yard par 5 with a slight dogleg left and a sand bunker to the right and left and water all throughout the hole. The green is surrounded by water on the left side. The second best hole is hole 17, a par 3 with water in between the tee box and the green with a massive downhill tee shot. The green is a 2-tiered green with elevation on the right side. Beyond the green is a bed of flowers and a view of the 10th, 11th, and 18th hole. There are roughly 400 members, and many of them have made quite the name for themselves, including Patrick Maroon, a 3-time Stanley Cup winner and graduate of Oakville High School, Charlie Gito, current owner of the restaurant Charlie Gito's, which has a rich history on the hill, Bernie Federko, an NHL Hall of Famer and blues announcer, Barry Simon, founder of Simon Builders, who built all of the villas around Meadowbrook, Gus Otto, a former NFL player and Missouri Sports Hall of Famer, Dave McMillan, former West High School principal, and Chris Nagel, who qualified for the U.S. Open twice and made the cut in one of them. This is an interview from someone who helps run the games club at Meadowbrook. Do you have any relatives that belong to Meadowbrook in the past?
Yes, I have an aunt and an uncle that belonged to Meadowbrook for many, many years.
When did you first start going to Meadowbrook?
I went a few times in the past because my aunt and uncle were members. I went to some special occasions and a couple of times to dinner.
Sounds fun. What was your favorite part about Meadowbrook?
Back then or now?
Both.
Back then was just seeing people, some relatives and spending time with them. And now my favorite thing is I get to play Mahjong and Canasta with my friends.
What's your favorite hole on the course?
I don't know if I really have a favorite hole. I think hole 6 is pretty because of the water view. So I guess I'd say 6.
How do you think Meadowbrook has influenced other clubs in St. Louis?
Well, it used to be an all-Jewish club, and then in the early 90s, it was funny because some St. Louis Blues, it might have been even the 80s, I'm not sure, St. Louis Blues players decided to join, and they joined. Then that kind of opened up the door that a lot of people were no longer Jewish, and it's made it a very diverse club.
And why did you choose to join Meadowbrook?
Because I live very close to it. If I had to, I could walk to the clubhouse. I don't usually, but I could if I had to. And I have a lot of friends that live by me that are also members.
Very nice interviewing you.